Man, it's so nice to have cats. Welcome to WayTooBroad, a show and tell program for really, really ridiculously excited grown-ups. I'm Hannah, and someone in Ben's apartment is playing Animal Crossing.
I will close the door. Hold on.
And these are my co-hosts, Erin and Ben. Hi, Erin.
Hello. I enjoyed that was like part of our 5 seconds of silence ambiance. Like that's going to be happening again, I'm sure. Yeah, that's ringtone for sure. Hi, Ben.
Hello. How are you?
So good.
You know,
so good, dude.
Before we started recording, I accidentally referred to a business as an island because of all the Animal Crossing I've been playing. And, you know, we kind of glossed over it, but, like, isn't that true right now? Aren't we all living on our own islands in this moment?
That is true. Yeah.
Wow, it's so deep, dude.
And we can only, like, visit each other from, like, 6 feet across the island. Like, the gulf between the islands. What is that called?
Whoa.
Ocean.
It's called the ocean.
No, there's a name for that part of the ocean that goes between
channel.
islands.
Oh,
the
channel. Yeah.
Yeah.
How's everybody doing on their islands? Real and imaginary.
Good.
We're living, you know.
Yeah.
We're doing it.
Cool.
Good.
Well, I'd like to know then, Erin, what are you drinking?
Oh, I get to go first. That's very exciting. I have an iced water, and I made myself a decaf iced pistachio latte again. Very exciting with the AeroPress. And I have to say that I like it a lot, and I wish that I had another espresso drinker in the house or coffee drinker to taste it and tell me how much it tastes just like iced latte. It's very exciting.
Does Henry not like coffee?
No, Henry doesn't.
Bummer.
Fancy himself a coffee drinker, yeah. It's a disappointment, but we make it through.
Did you see that one of the first like at-home Bon Appetit videos was everybody making their own perfect cup of coffee, and Carla's was with an AeroPress?
Oh, I need to watch that. I haven't watched that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The hot tip.
No problem.
Ben, what are you drinking?
I got iced water.
Wow, Ben.
And I got iced mango calpico.
Is that one single ice cube in that water?
Oh,
no,
he done did
two.
it. Well, one of them is very white.
Yeah, hold on, maybe you can see.
Okay.
Wow, there's one clear ice cube and one white ice cube.
Are they attached to each other?
They are.
So that's one ice cube.
Sometimes.
And the clear one.
Oh, okay, all right, fair.
So how the fuck is that not one ice cube?
It started as two, and then they fused a little bit.
Okay. Sorry. I got a little heated there. What else is your drink? What's your drink?
What else is your drink? Mango calpico.
Calpico. Is that that thing you had? That cream, that soda thing?
Yeah.
The soda that's not
I
a soda.
had strawberry before, I think.
Yeah.
No, it's
soft
not
drink.
soda. It's soda, but not soda.
It's a non-carbonated soft drink. Thank you very much.
That's right.
Yes.
That's
soft drink?
Soft drink.
Soft drink. I keep saying soft drinked.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Soft drinked.
Soft drinked.
Soft drinked. Soft drink is the past tense. Did you? You didn't tell us about. You told us about that before quarantine, and I never got it, and now I fear I never will.
Do you guys get like these waves of like, oh wow, I was so spoiled before? Like
oh my god, yes.
Yes.
I was in a video call earlier today that happened to have Uncle Brown in it because I work with him, and he had behind him, visible on his desk, a box of lens wipes, like glasses cleaning wipes, and I have never wanted to reach through the screen and steal something so badly in my life. I ordered a box of lens cleaning wipes like weeks ago, but because Amazon is only shipping essential things, they like pushed it out like indefinitely. And so Ian and I are like, and it's like this little thing. It's like this is like the fact that any little thing that I ever wanted, I could have just gone out and gotten at any time is like, it's really sinking in how spoiled we all were.
I think about it, things like, wow, I could just plan a wedding and assume that I could have it. Like,
Yeah.
it like our wedding anniversary is coming up. It's on the 9th of April. And if we had like 3 or 4 years, don't at me, Molly. I don't remember. But I have to do some math. But if we had been planning it for this April, we would have had to fucking cancel it. Like, just like things like that. I'm like, wow, I was so spoiled.
It's 4 years. Yeah, it's 4 years.
4 years. Yeah, 4 years. That's right. It's even. That's right. On an even year, I can assume it's, yeah.
And yours was the spring after mine. And we're coming up. Wait. Yeah,
you were September 2015.
Yeah, it's 4 years because we're going to be 5 years in September.
Can I tell you a quick, funny anecdote? I know you still have to tell us what you're drinking, Hannah, but the other day, like a couple weeks ago, actually, I was talking to Molly about like, oh my gosh, can you imagine if you were planning a wedding right now? Like if we were planning a wedding for like, coming up on April 4th, and like we would be talking about like, do we have to cancel it? And she's like, what the fuck is April 4th? And I said, I was kind of like, it's the Saturday this April. I was like totally pulling that out of my ass. I was like, oh, well, that's just the date that we would have chosen because it's the Saturday. And she's like, are you just saying that? And I'm like, no. And so she pulls out her calendar. She's like, okay, yeah, that is the Saturday. I'm like, really? Oh my God.
Wow.
But I was like totally just like, pulling that out of my ass. It was awesome.
That's pretty amazing. Great job.
Yeah. Thanks. What are you drinking, Hannah?
I just got a lemon spindrift that we risked our lives to get more of. I mean, not exclusively, but we got these at Target when we went out the other day. I'm going to open it live on pod. I haven't opened it yet.
Well, that's
Clean.
a refreshing treat.
That's crisp. I love a lemon spindy.
Oh, me too.
I should have gotten more, but excuse me.
You could do shipped or something later.
Yeah, I just feel bad about like stocking up on
Shipped costs monies, right?
That I don't actually need.
Shipped costs money, right? Like you have to subscribe to it.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yes.
I didn't have to subscribe to it when I went through Target for it, but I could only order from Target. If you're ordering from Target, I don't think you have to sign up for it. But probably if you're getting it from other places, you do. I think they might own the company. So
Interesting.
yeah, I've had.
But it's not that expensive. I just signed up and it's like, you can choose a yearly plan. And then per month, it's like $15 a month. And then if you get enough stuff, it's free shipping.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not too bad. There's definitely
plus
like a shipping
Tipperine
or a shopping fee if you do it with Target, but you don't have to like do the subscription thing.
I've been doing pickup from Whole Foods because I live right next to one.
Nice. That's a good option. Do they bring it out to you? Or like, do they have it handy? That's cool.
They bring it out.
That's nice.
That is good.
That is good.
Okay, Ben, you said you had an upfront thing for us.
Oh, well done,
Oh,
Hannah.
yeah.
Hero.
It's a wild one.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Wow.
So I've been in a lot of Zoom calls this week, like a lot, because this week has been senior thesis final presentations, and I'm a staff member in the like course for senior thesis, and so I'm helping like review all these presentations, and so when the presentations are in person and not over Zoom, they're generally open to the public.
Oh no.
And so to try to simulate that, we sent out a link to like the entire Harvard community, and also, encourage students if they wanted to like invite family members or whatever to send them the link to the Zoom, so that at least it would be whoever had the Zoom, the link could come into the call. Then during one of the presentations, I noticed there's this weird account at the beginning. There were like 20 to 30 people in the call, so I didn't see them all the time. Because like the student is presenting and sharing their screen, and then like it just shows all the videos on the side, and they like kind of cycle through sometimes. And we were all muted, but the person's name was just Desk Cam, and I was like, that's weird, because that's not like a name, that's like a camera.
Oh, no.
And it was just some guy, and he wasn't really doing anything, except his camera was like moving around a lot, like back and forth across his desk, and it was weird. And then for most of the presentation, I think his camera was off. I don't really remember. But then his camera comes back on while we're asking the student questions, and there's a girl on it, and at first I think she's dancing. And then I realized they're having sex.
Oh my god.
It was so... she had a shirt on, so there's like no nudity or anything, but like I was like, what is she doing? And then like I realized she was wearing a skirt, and it was like very ridden up.
Oh my god.
And she was like bouncing up and down, and I was like, oh my god, they're on a bed right now, and they're having sex.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
The other staff reviewer in the call was my boss, and he also saw it, and we were just like both very disoriented, hoping someone else was seeing it. And I was trying to kick the person from the call, but I wasn't a co-host on the meeting, and I like messaged the person who was the host, but she wasn't looking at her computer.
God.
Luckily we were going into a break in the presentations, and when we do that, she ends the call anyway. So the call ended for everyone at a certain point, but like not before he had turned the camera around to his face and looked like he was just like yelling things into it, but he never unmuted himself. Also, is the weirdest thing. It was fucking wild.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Yeah. So we've reported this to some higher up people at the school.
Wow.
Because that is a big concern if that can happen. And also apparently later on my colleague who was hosting the call said that she had like some incidents in other calls throughout the day where someone would come in and her host privileges would be removed.
Huh.
So they may have been like doing
Hacking.
more bad things than we thought. And also apparently Kylie was showing me today, because people at her work are talking about it. There's like, have I told you guys how there was like a huge Zoom security flaw specifically for Mac a while ago, or not a while ago, like less than a year ago, where it allowed people to start video calls with you without your consent, basically.
Yeah, because you always have a Zoom server running.
Yeah, and when you uninstalled Zoom, the server stayed on your computer, so you could still do it. And I actually, Mac OS had to release a patch to fix that specifically, because Zoom didn't in time. But that was all
because that blogger like exposed it and was like, after like telling Zoom like, I won't publish this yet. You have until this date to fix it, and then they didn't, and so then he published the blog. Yep.
But apparently, recently there's been some security flaws for Windows that have been revealed as well. Mm-hmm. I don't remember the details of them. Kylie was telling me about it today, but I don't remember what they exactly were. But I don't think Zoom is the best software, even though we're all fucking using it.
Yeah. Why is everyone like there used to be like, I mean, we're not on Zoom right now. We're on like Google Hangouts, although I know it like drains some people's batteries. There was like Skype. There was like, it seems like everyone in the world, for some reason, every business now just does Zoom. Even we have like 2 video chat things in our company, but one of them is still Zoom. Don't you have Microsoft Teams also?
You said use that, right?
Yeah, I really like Teams, but like Teams, the reason they do Zoom versus Teams is like Zoom is for if you have people who don't actually like work internally at the company that are part of it. Mm-hmm. But like, yeah, it's all full of security holes. They don't care at all. I mean, I read like some tweets about how like, basically the person who's running the call, if they know how to, can see like what everyone is doing on their computers, like not necessarily in detail, but they can see which windows you're putting focus on and stuff. And it's like very invasive.
Wow. Oh, that's software. Right. Attackers can use Zoom to steal users' Windows credentials with no warning.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, I read that this is happening a lot, Ben, like, because I think so many people are using Zoom, and if the call is public, you can just guess that number, and since so many people are using it, I guess you have a higher rate of, like, actually popping into a Zoom call. So this has been a huge thing, like, with schools and stuff. A lot of schools are using Zoom, which is preposterous, because there's a lot of, like, software specifically for remote learning.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, taking over the screen and, like, showing pornography and, like showing really gross stuff, like, on the... Apparently this is a huge thing. I also just saw today, a friend showed us that, an announcement from Zoom. I think they're pausing all... Let's see. They're announcing a 90-day feature freeze to fix privacy and security issues. So that's good, at least.
I thought you were going to say they're, like, pausing all free accounts or something.
Oh, no. They're just, like, not developing new features and focusing on the bugs,
that's good, I guess.
Good. Yeah.
Good for them. Seems a little late, but fine.
You know.
Wow.
Anyway. Well, that's crazy, Ben. That is so nuts.
What a week. What a week you've had. Was that a pun?
Accidentally.
The best part about it was, so we, like, warned the rest of the staff afterwards that this had happened and to, like, be on the lookout for this. And they were like, oh, we should report this. And so I had to, like, type up in an email all of that, and it was like, and like CC my boss and make sure he saw the same thing. It's just the weirdest, most uncomfortable thing I've had to do at this job so far.
Oh my god.
It's like, yeah, hey boss, did you also see those people having sex on our video call? It was wild.
Wow. That is wild. That's very
good up
wild.
front.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
A good public service announcement as well.
Oh, and God.
Careful on Zoom.
We record those meetings.
Oh, God.
So that their advisors can watch them later. Luckily, I checked afterwards. I went back and looked at the recording. It only shows the video of whoever's speaking currently.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't show all the videos. So, like, we're fine in that regard. Thank God. But that was also, like, a huge bullet dodge.
Oh my god, if he had, like, unmuted his microphone at any point, that would have been so bad.
I know.
Do you think he was, like, yelling into the camera because he was angry that his camera had turned on? Like, was he, like, angry yelling or, like, sex yelling?
Was that his, like, O-face?
I have no idea. I was really, at that point, I was just trying to figure out how to kick him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Kylie was making fun of me because I, like, wasn't sure if they were having sex or not afterwards. And she was like, I feel like you'd be able to tell pretty easily. And I was like, you know, if I was just, like, watching a video of it, sure. But when I'm in the middle of a fucking senior presentation, it's not where my head goes first.
That's true.
It's very disorienting.
I guess that saying, it's like pornography. You know it when you see it. Isn't true. Context matters.
Context matters. Let's see. We don't have any emails. We probably can't just talk about Animal Crossing at the beginning of every single... Can we talk about the egg event real quick? Because it sucks so far.
Yeah, it just replaces resources you get with eggs.
Yeah.
And I want those resources.
I would like those resources.
What are you talking about?
Okay.
Like, here's the skinny. Sometimes you hit rocks, iron comes out, gold comes out. Rocks come out, rocks are useful to build stuff too. Now, sometimes you hit rocks and eggs come out.
Yeah. You
go to trees, you want fruit, they're eggs. Sometimes presents float by and they are gifts, but now they're eggs.
From Daddy Nook.
You want to fish, the fish are eggs.
Do you want some wood?
Dig up fossils, the fossils are eggs.
Do you want wood? Well, too bad, because the wood is also eggs.
What do the eggs do?
The eggs you can
do
craft
a goddamn
with,
thing.
And you can eat them. They apparently are actually chocolate eggs. They're supposed to be.
No, Daddy Nook, I don't want any more eggs.
And on top of that, okay, this all started yesterday on April 1st, and the fucking character His name is Zipper, I think, who's the one who's like leaving all these whimsical eggs everywhere and crafting recipes for the eggs. He's terrifying. He's a rabbit. He's a bunny rabbit, but he's got a big zipper on the back of his suit, and he's like, oh, it's not a costume, but like it kind of seems like it's a costume. And he's got these big, like, freaky wide eyes, and also he stares at you with them. Every time you're in view of him, of each other, he's watching you the entire time and like jumping in this really like in place.
Did you see the thing that he goes out of character when you're off screen?
Yeah, then as soon as
fucking creepy.
As soon as he can't see you, he's like, and he just like starts walking around with like no energy. Like, it's so strange. It's so strange.
That's so strange. Is this some sort of fucked up Easter thing that's going to last like up into and through Easter?
Yeah, yes. It's going until the 12th.
Is that Easter? I actually don't know.
I actually also...
That is Easter. Easter is Bunny Day in Animal
Bunny
Crossing.
Day, yeah, it's Bunny Day. So
is it the 12th?
Yeah.
That Easter?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's Bunny Day in Animal Crossing, and there's going to be eggs until then. We're all just going to have to learn to live with it, apparently. But, I don't know. It says he'll give you presents if you craft all the things, so maybe they'll be good.
Oh, is that what it is? You have to craft everything?
Yeah. So he gives you recipes. Other people give you crafting recipes. There are crafting recipes sometimes in the gifts that float by, in the things that come from the bottles that come from the ocean. If you craft all of those, it says he'll give you a present, but doesn't say what it is. And if it's another fucking egg,
it's gonna be a fucking egg.
Exactly. I don't want it.
He'll let you unzip his costume.
Oh, jeez.
It's probably just, like, flesh underneath.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. That would be handy, though, if you had to have surgery or something. If you just had a zipper on your skin. Yeah, innovative.
That's terrifying.
It's innovative.
Take it back.
No, I'm an innovator. I won't take it back.
Take it back. Take it back.
Hannah's gonna invent the first flesh zipper.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah.
For ease of hospitalization.
I really didn't like that, yeah.
Hannah's a yes and kind of gal.
Yes, and
I'm more of a no-stop kind of guy.
Oh, man, I have it up front. Fucking B. Studwell's releasing her new album fucking on the 6th.
Oh, yeah, she's doing, speaking of Zoom, I think. She's doing a Zoom for it, I think.
Yeah. Oh, do you want to go to that with me, Hannah?
Yeah, from our islands.
Hannah? From our islands?
Is it?
From our places of business.
Is it on Monday? When is it?
Yeah, I think she said the 6th and 7th, and I was like, oh, naturally, the Saturday and the Sunday. But I think it's on the Monday and the Tuesday. So... which is appropriate.
Sure, why not?
We were actually supposed to see her in concert on Tuesday at the Pinhook in Durham.
Oh, we were supposed to see...
we supposed to... When was the Bim Bam?
Yes, it was supposed to be yesterday. Because I still had it in my calendar, yeah.
We were going to see them on April Fools?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fat rip.
Yeah.
Fat rip. Yeah, it's a Monday and a Tuesday that she's releasing. That's... no disrespect, a little strange. What are days anymore, honestly? Yeah. But, like, why not a Friday and a Saturday? I don't know. Anyway.
Why not a Monday and a Tuesday in this economy?
Because I'm working.
You're goddamn right. But it's going to be at night, I assume. But it'll be nice for a Monday to have her new album to listen to.
Yeah.
It's all going to be very explicit sex songs.
Yeah.
That's just what it is.
Which is new for her, I think. That's
a new she's branching out.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
Okay, should we pop in?
Yes.
I'm very anxious to get to Erin's obsession.
Me too. I'm so proud of both of you. Alright, so a few weeks ago, I had just come from... we were recording extra late because I had just come back from a movie, and I gave it a shout out. I recommended everybody watch it in theaters. It was Portrait of a Lady on Fire.
Rice Poloff.
Yeah. a few days later, I took Molly to see it. We watched it. It was so good. I have been obsessed with it, like, since that day, you guys. I just love it. And recently, I recommended it to my good friend Beck. Shout out. And she watched it, like, and so I had, like, learned it came on Hulu. Sorry, Hannah told us it came on Hulu. But she
I told them a week before she realized it was there. I told them.
Yeah, it's true. She was like, do you guys know that POLOF is on Hulu? And I was like,
so nobody responded. No. So I was just like, oh, I guess they didn't see it. And I, like, moved on. And then a week later, Erin was like, Portrait of a Lady on Fire is on Hulu. And I was like, I told you this.
Yeah, so that's my bad. But I told Beck that it was on Hulu. And, like, that night, she, like, downloaded Hulu ad-free per my request. And I will recommend that to anybody. And we'll talk about why. And then, like, watched it. And we've been, like, texting about it.
Do we have to talk about why? Ads suck.
Yeah, also because the movie, well, I'll just go ahead and say it. Like, the movie builds this very precarious tension, and it's very sacred, and it's very important. And I just feel like if an ad, just the thought of somebody watching that movie and suddenly like, oh, save 30% off of your Old Navy order, like, popping up in the middle of that, makes me want to scream. So,
well, let me just say for the record, I don't know if this is true for every movie on Hulu. I think it might be. I don't have ad-free Hulu, and there were definitely no ads in it when we watched it. So there were ads at the beginning
on Hulu the other day and had no ads.
Yeah, there were ads at the beginning, but not in the middle of it. So
Booksmart, another fucking great movie. Did you like that one, Ben?
It was great.
Love it.
Oh, a riot. An absolute riot.
Also thought it was fascinating because I only learned recently that Beanie Feldstein is Jonah Hill's sister.
Oh.
That they were both in, like, high school party movies.
Yeah. Very similar ones in their ways.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho. So that's been really gratifying just to have, like, somebody to text and talk to about it who's kind of, like, just on that level of obsession, and also now to talk to you two about it. Molly and I have been watching her previous movies on the Criterion Channel streaming service.
Did you say who her is?
Oh, sorry, Céline Sciamma. I've been practicing saying her name. I don't think I said it right. Céline Sciamma is her name,
and her partner. Her partner is the actress who played.
They used to be partners, but they're not anymore. So they had an amicable split. So that's actually a really interesting element to the movie. They had an amicable split, a public one, before they started making that movie. And so that was there's a great article about kind of that dynamic of the movie and how that movie is almost kind of like, kind of a love poem, kind of like to, like, Adele, what's her last name?
Dazeem?
Well done. Adele? Dazeem. Lady on Fire. I feel like I'm getting ahead of myself. If you haven't heard of it, Portrait of a Lady on Fire, it takes place in, the 1700s, isolated island in Brittany, at the end of the 18th century. There we go. A female painter is obligated to paint a wedding portrait of a young woman. And written and directed by Céline Sciamma. The two main characters are played by Naomi Merlant and Adele Hanel. It's a French movie. And Céline Sciamma and Adele Hanel used to be, I'm probably not pronouncing their names right, used to be in a relationship. And so, but they still have a lot of trust, and I think a lot of the themes of the movie about how, like, a romance and a love, even if it's not still happening actively, can still have, like, an amazing impact on your life. So I think a lot of those elements, I'll send you the article. I'll try to send you the article. Are at play.
Please try your best
in the movie as well. And it's just a really fucking good movie. There's so many fucking layers to it. It's just good, and it's gay, and the sound work in it the sound design in it is incredible. It's just amazing. What are your thoughts, you Flips?
I loved it.
I watched it for the first time. What night was that? Last night or the night before? What's time anymore, you know? And I loved it. I thought it was absolutely beautiful and sad. I thought it was very sad. Mm-hmm. That's what part of what I wanted to talk about. I was curious, like, when you walked away from it, how you felt for, how do you feel like it ended? Did you feel like it was sad?
Extremely.
I do think, I think it was sad. I
thought the final scene was one of the best.
Oh my god!
Scenes I've ever seen.
Fuck.
I also think just generally the acting in that movie was the best I've ever seen, because so much of that movie relied on very close-up shots and very subtle facial movements and emotional displays. It was just masterfully done at every step.
Yep.
So beautiful to look at, and it was one of those movies where every frame is a painting on of its own.
Yep. Yeah, I thought every element was just incredible art. Every single thing, like you said, Ben, the acting, a lot of dialogue happened with minor facial expressions, which was pretty incredible.
Oh, and so much silence too was another thing I noticed.
Yes,
there were so many. There was long stretches of time where there was just the most subtle audio, which was kind of made everything feel more intense. I thought.
Yeah, I loved it. It was really poetic in a lot of ways. There were a lot of things that tied back to a lot of threads that that were woven throughout. I can't know, and then tied together. I don't know. There was a lot. There's really good
big powerful knot.
It was like a sweater woven of poetry.
Yeah, there's a lot of great metaphor in it. There was just there's so many good moments, and I'll look. Maybe we can have a small spoiler full discussion off pod, but about the end, Hannah, I thought it was sad, but in a refreshing way. It wasn't sad because of character choices or was that your punching your mic segment?
I hit my glass against my microphone.
Oh my god.
Again.
That's a new one. Did you say cheers?
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, I think it was sad in a refreshing way of it wasn't sad because of character choices or in a frustrating way. I thought it was sad in an appropriate way of reflective of the time, reflective of
in a very realistic way.
Yeah,
and of the circumstance and the way that it was handled. It was so carefully handled. I thought you could have had an exact same circumstance that was just handled with brute force or thrown in your face in a way that was really devastating. But I thought it was just cared for in a really great way. I liked it a lot. It had an interesting finality. I felt that she could have left some things open that she closed really concretely, which I thought was interesting. But that made me a little sad. I would have liked for there to be a little more of a, bit of hope that you could have had that wasn't there. But I loved it. I thought it was just amazing art from start to finish. Not a moment of it was not amazing art.
Yeah.
So.
I think the thing that made me feel it was less I felt sad for the characters or any sort of art of unfair sort. I didn't feel any of the writing had been unfair to the characters or anything. I felt they're like you said, it was very reflective of the times. It felt very real. I actually thought about looking up whether it was based on any kind of true story. That's how real it felt. But I didn't look it up. I don't think it is though, right?
Not that I know.
I don't think it is. But I thought about looking it up. But but it struck me as sad in the same way that a lot of times true stories of queer people from historical times are sad, where it's in a way, it's very empowering and inspiring to see and know and learn about them and that they existed. But then you know that it's that they weren't able to express themselves to the fullest and love the way they wanted to, and that's very sad to think about, like, for them, you know.
Yeah, the movies like that, and especially this one, just leave me with this, like, incredible, like, poignant sense of, like, amazing gratitude, almost, like, shook with this, like, you know, that I get to live the life that I live, right? That wouldn't have been, like, I would have been just as gay back then, right? And just, like, not...
Maybe gayer, who knows?
Probably gayer. If at all possible. And just, like, not able to, like, live out, you know, see that through. And so, just, like, I just always feel, like, shook with just being, like, so fucking lucky and to live in the time that I live, you know, in the place that I live, around the people that I live. But, so, great movie, incredible. My favorite movie. It knocked itself right into first place.
What was there before?
That people say.
It knocked itself up.
It's knocked itself into first place.
You knocked it up?
A gay knocked it up. But so we watched her other films, and I didn't care for them quite as much. I think, so her first one, Water Lilies, Adele Hanel is also in. It's also gay, and I didn't quite care for it. It's from, like, 1997, I want to say. And then we watched Tomboy, which is her next one. I did really enjoy that one. And then last night we watched Girlhood, which is where we went back and watched them in ascending order. It was okay. And then her very next one is Portrait of a Lady on Fire. So I feel like she went from, like, you know, in my opinion of just the movies, from, like, you know, oh, I didn't really care for it, to, like, oh, these are okay, to, like, holy shit. So that's a good trend.
Holy shit. Adele Hanel has won 2 César Awards and been nominated 7 times.
Wow.
That's fucking crazy. Those are like the French Oscars. And she's only 31.
Wow.
She's so good.
Yeah. Amazing acting, just all around. Not a weak point in the whole thing. Wow, she was like a child actor too, it looks like. Just looking at some pictures. Beautiful movie.
Yes.
I guess that's probably all we can say about it without spoiling too much of it.
Yeah. Go see it. It's on Hulu now. Hulu. As I was the first to report. It's streaming on Hulu.
In a clear way, I guess. That's true. I just figured if you couldn't figure it out, you would ask. That's all. And then neither of you said a word. So I figured you
don't know what
That's not how we roll.
I thought it was like some anime or something. It was one of those things I probably assumed that you were talking to Ben and just, you know.
I actually think I did the same thing. I think I assumed you were talking to Erin.
I tagged both of you.
I know. We have no good excuses. We have excuses. They're not good.
I don't think I need an excuse.
The plain truth is, we both saw it. We both didn't know what you were talking about, and we both failed to follow up.
It's fine. It's your loss. It's your loss.
I know.
Lost an entire week of potentially watching it on Hulu.
That's true. Oh, and I do want to say that tomorrow, Molly and I are finishing up our Céline Sciamma marathon by rewatching Portrait of a Lady on Fire. I'm so excited.
I think I want to watch it again. Do you feel like you picked up on more stuff the second time you watched it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And there were some things, and we can talk about this in the spoil full episode. Knowing what I knew later, I wanted to watch some scenes again that they referred to. Just to see them happening when they were happening. We can talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm finding your Yeah, I was like, maybe you set it on a weekend. I'm not as hooked into Slack. You set it on like a Friday fucking morning. No excuse.
Can I tell you, I found out because someone that I went out on a limb for you fuckers. Somebody that I don't know that I follow on Twitter on our podcast account, tweeted a screenshot of it with no context of where it was. It just was like, fuck yeah, and just had like that you can stream this. And I replied to that and asked her where that was, and she told me that it was on Hulu, and we exchanged a bunch of exclamation points, and then I dutifully, having not even watched it yet, came onto Slack to tell you guys on a Friday morning.
You were so good to us, and we have no excuse. No excuse. I dug for an excuse. And I can't find a good one, and I do apologize. It's my public statement. I brought this as my obsession as a public apology. I am sorry.
Good. No, that's fine. It's your loss, as I said. Serves you right. So
that's what people say who don't forgive people. They're like, "You're lost." Like, it's fine. You're lost. That's not like a graceful apology.
There's nothing to forgive. Like I gave
it's
you
your
the
loss.
keys to
Nothing to forgive. It's your loss. I don't really know what else to say. You don't owe me anything. You're the one losing out here. All right, I'm all done. Who next?
Serves you right. So, Ben.
Hello, I'm Ben, and I'm shamelessly stealing an obsession from Kylie once again.
Awesome.
Well, it's been... Okay. She started watching the show first while I was streaming, and then we watched it together after. And we are like both... She only watched the first 2 episodes without me, then we started watching it together. But she did start watching it first. Whatever. Credit. She's her obsession. She got mad that I was stealing it again.
Wow.
But whatever. It's a show on Netflix called fuck. What's the full name?
It's called Fuck.
Yeah. It's called Kipo and the Age of Wonderbeasts.
Oh, I watched some of that.
I heard that you did, and that you didn't like it that much. That's what I heard.
Oh, that's
Would you like to speak to that?
I didn't finish it, but I did go back to it. I'm kind of watching it slowly. I think it's more like it's not something that Ian and I don't think Ian likes it much. Let me just throw Ian under the bus for this. So he never wants to watch it, so I only watch it when I'm...
shifting the blame around. Shifting that blame.
So. It's a very cool show.
I agree with that.
It's an animated show. It gives me like a mix of Adventure Time and Hilda. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's the feeling I get from it. Basically, the story is that the main character's name is Kipo, and she's living in like a post-apocalyptic Earth. It's like 200 years-ish in the future. And she is she's from a burrow city, so she like lives underground because the surface isn't safe anymore, because there are a bunch of mutant animals, like giant versions of our animals, a lot of them that can talk, and they're often just called mutes, which took me fully 3 episodes to realize was short for mutants because I'm an idiot.
You're like, but they can talk.
Yeah, honestly, that was like, I was confused for a while. And then I was like, we were in the middle of 3rd episode, and I was like, Kylie, what is mute short for? And she was like, mutant. I was like, oh.
But you're like, they specifically can talk.
Yes. That's like one of the signs that they're mute, is that they can talk.
Side here, Ben. That's very confusing.
Yeah, it's extremely confusing. But so right at the start of the show, she gets like separated from her city, and her city kind of gets destroyed. And basically, the story is about her trying to find her people again. And she is aided in her journey by another human, but a human from the surface, who's like this little girl. She's not that little. She's like obviously younger than Kipo, but she's like very tough and lives on her own and always wears a wolf skin as like a hood and never tells Kipo her name, so she just calls her Wolf.
I like her.
Yeah, she's really cool. And also a pig named Mandu.
I like him
that
too.
That Kipo meets on the surface, and she is also very adorable.
Wow.
And a couple other people too, but they're spoilers because you don't meet them until like the second or third episode. So I won't tell you about them yet, but they're very cool.
Is the pig a mute?
Yeah.
Cool.
It's got 4 eyes and 6 legs.
It doesn't talk though.
No, it cannot talk.
So it's a mute.
It's mute, exactly.
Okay,
but there's
I get
it. Giant talking frogs that wear suits called mod frogs. There's, God, the creatures are so fucking hilarious.
I like
every
the
episode
bees.
you meet like
the like.
Huh?
I like the bees that are like techno music bees.
The bees are like, they flash different colors and play techno music and dance.
Oh, that's cool.
And like every episode, they kind of like meet a new, like group of mutant animals.
I just remembered the cats
that all have like different, kind of like different trades.
Yeah.
Like, the cats, they meet a whole group of
lumber cats,
lumberjack cats that are called timber cats.
Timber cats, that's right.
And that are looking for their sacred scratching post tree.
Yeah.
That's been stolen. Like, oh, it's so good. And there's the snakes they meet.
Yeah.
That are all they're called umlaut snakes. I actually don't know why they're called that.
Aren't they?
Maybe it's a reference to like Motley Crue because they're like all rock star. They're like a band.
Yeah, that's right.
The snakes. There's so many. Oh, they meet like
Maybe I finished this series.
These are like kind of spoilers, but they're not like major anything.
How many episodes are in the first season?
10. I think there's only one season.
Yeah, there's only one
so
season
far.
out.
It only came out like a few months ago.
I might have finished it. Like, everything you're saying sounds very familiar to me. No.
Well, we're on the 9th episode.
I don't know if I finished it. I will finish it though. I do like it.
Oh, there's also like the most like one of the reasons Kylie saw it, and this is a spoiler, but it's not. It's fine because it's like not a major plot point. It's just like a nice thing. One of the reasons Kylie first heard about it was she was seeing a lot of people freaking out on Twitter about this one particular scene where one of the characters just like casually comes out to another one.
Oh.
Because like Kipo like has a crush on him and he's like, oh, and then she's like freaking out because she thought he didn't like her back or whatever. And he's like, no, it's just that I'm gay. And like, that's the whole thing. It's like, it's nice. Just like this adorable scene where they're like, well, I'm just really glad we're friends.
Aww.
It was just great.
That's
it was
so
like,
great.
And it wasn't like it wasn't like, oh wow, my apartment's shaking.
Oh,
wow.
I don't know, like it didn't have to be about the fact that Kipo liked him and it like had to be an emotional plot point for her that he was gay. Like that wasn't how it was used. You know what I mean?
Nice. Yep. It was just
that like,
oh, right, might be.
Exactly. Yeah. It was just like a fact. And then she's like, oh, that's great. I'm glad we're really good friends then. And that was that. It was great.
Who's the intended audience of this show?
Children, I think.
Okay, cool. Dope.
I would say it's a kid's show.
Yeah, I would say it's a kid's show too.
The music is also really, really great. There's a lot of hip hop integrated into the show in really cool ways. And the intro music and all the music throughout is really, really beautiful. Yeah,
the music's really good.
I like all of it. It's great.
Mm-hmm. I think another thing that kind of turned Ian off of it was the music. Sometimes when shows have, or any media has, like a lot of very different types of like loud music, even if they're good, he like it kind of is a lot for him. It's like kind of like an overload for him a little bit. So, like, in the first episode, there's the intro song, and then it goes right into, like, like those, like, techno beats we were talking about, and then there's, like, there's just, like, a lot for someone who, like, can get overstimulated in that way. I think it was, like, a lot for him to deal with at once. but it was...
yeah, there's a lot of different kinds of music.
Yeah, a lot of different kinds of music. But it's good. I didn't mean to slander it for you guys.
Well, we watched it anyway, so it's fine.
Wow.
Cool.
Yeah, your bad opinion meant nothing to them.
You don't even know how to come up with a clear acronym. So
Your presumed bad opinion, the presumed bad opinion meant nothing. He was like, I'll probably really like it because Hannah hates it.
yeah, I'm gonna love this fucking show in spite of her.
I feel like I'm being torn apart in this episode.
You're being darked.
I'm getting dark.
Dark her!
There's some really cool cameos I'm seeing too for voice actors, like
Oh yeah, John Hodgman's in an episode.
and Joan Jett.
And what's his face?
Yeah. As Camille.
Where's Joan Jett? Also, who is Joan Jett? Why do I know who that is?
She's like a rocker.
singer.
Yeah, she's rocking singer rocker.
Oh,
She's
who
a
is she?
rock
Freaking
star.
show. Let me look it up.
Joan Jett.
Everyone shut
Also,
up.
that dope dude from Black Panther. I'm seeing him.
Oh, she's one of the snakes.
Yeah.
Who from Black Panther?
Yeah, Sterling K. Brown. He's in it too.
Oh yeah, he plays her dad.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's like, I think she's like half black, half Korean. The main character also.
That's cool.
But she has like purple hair and purpley-ish skin. Because it's the future.
It's a post-apocalyptic future.
It's post-apocalyptic future, everyone has purple skin. That's not true.
Not
Would
everybody.
you have
Everyone
purple
has-
skin if you could?
No? Would you?
Would
No.
other people have it or just me?
I think other people. I think
Like,
you
would
could
you have
choose.
that be...
Like, you
the-
can dye your hair. I assume, like, in this future, you can, like, kind of, like, maybe temporarily dye your skin
Yeah, I would do that.
purple.
Would you, Erin?
Maybe, like, a blue, but I would look dead. No, I don't think I would.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
I would try it. Why not? Maybe you could do like just a part of your body, like just have like a purple arm, and
So like a purple
Yeah.
spot.
Yeah.
just
I would just have like one big purple spot like on my forehead.
yeah, that'd be
Well,
nice
that's
and
just
subtle.
a tattoo. You could just do a marker.
Yeah, just do a marker,
You
Ben.
just do a marker on your whole body. Bam, you got purple skin.
Grab a Sharpie. Show up to your Zoom meetings tomorrow with a big purple circle. People are like, what's that? And you're like, I'm seeing what it would be like to have a little bit of purple skin.
What that will do is it'll ensure
I'm
that
preparing for the future when we can dye our skin.
But you can choose to have just a little bit of it dyed. It is temporary.
like that's now. You can do that. You just did it.
That's what a marker is for.
Yeah.
But the good thing about that is that it would distract from any other illicit activity on your Zoom call.
Yeah, that's right.
true.
Just keep your eyes on the dot, everybody. Eyes on the purple.
Perfect.
We did some good work here.
I think we solved your problem, actually. So,
We did it. Some good work.
yeah. So,
Oh, it's on Netflix, by the way. Did I mention that?
It's-
It's a Netflix original.
it's on Netflix.
And it's a DreamWorks joint.
Oh,
Of the
nice.
Wonderbeasts.
So if you want some name, you know what I'm saying?
No, I don't know what you're saying.
I
You
really
want some
don't.
name behind it before you watch it. It's
Oh,
got
okay.
DreamWorks.
It's like I just don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I got you
Oh,
now.
it was made by a South Korean animation studio.
That's cool.
Maybe that's why the pig's name is Mandu.
Maybe.
That's a
Mandu.
Korean food.
I would love
Monday.
to go to South Korea. When I can leave my house.
Same.
Don't go now.
I'd love to go anywhere outside my house.
I'd love to go to any place.
Yeah, also that. Yeah, who remembers places? I sent that meme
I'd
too.
love to go to work.
Should we pop into me now? I'm excited.
Yeah, what's up with
Yeah.
you?
What you got?
Okay.
What you rolling with?
I truly, besides the turnip stock market and stuff, I have been truly obsessed with watching scambaiting videos. Did you guys ever watch these?
Say what now?
I think I do, but define it first.
So you know how did you guys listen to the episode of Reply All called Long Distance?
Yes.
In which Alex got a call from like a 1-800 scam thing that was like pretending to be like his iCloud had been compromised and please call us back at this number, blah, blah, blah. And then like, that's a lie. And they call you back and basically like just try to get onto your computer and sell you fake antivirus software and get your credit card information, like that kind of thing.
Wow.
And he like tried to keep him on the phone and like learn about them and ended up eventually going to India. So it's an amazing 2-part episode of Reply All. I highly recommend it.
Cool.
But there's I don't know how big of a community it is. I've really only been watching this one guy's videos. His name is, I have to look it up because
I went down like a rabbit hole of these videos of also watching one guy do them, and I feel like maybe it's the same guy.
It's probably the same guy. He's very good at it. Kitboga?
Oh, no, that doesn't sound familiar.
So basically, this guy, he streams on Twitch. He does like every day. He calls back these numbers of these scammers, and he just tries to keep them on the phone for as long as possible. He plays a character and just tries to waste their time because he basically figures that like any time that they're spending on him, they're not spending on like actual potential targets. And it also is like a really good, I found it to be kind of fascinating and educational. Obviously, like you learn a lot about the tactics these people use and how far they're willing to go by listening to him. And he has like a lot of technology that he uses to help him. He has like a whole fake computer like cloned inside of his computer so he can allow them remote access without like putting any of his stuff at risk. He has like a voice looper that he uses so that he can play multiple people at once if he needs to. He has a voice modulator so he can play like an old man or an old woman or like a younger woman, like a ditzy younger woman who's like not, you know, like or sometimes he just does an accent and uses his actual voice. He also sometimes has friends help him. Like he has like other, Twitch streamers that just this one that I've seen, but I think he sometimes has other ones he'll sometimes add them into the call and they'll pretend to be like a husband or another scammer or something just to kind of like freak him out. Or sometimes he'll pretend to be another scammer that's also trying to scam the same person. I find those particularly fascinating because the scammers are never surprised by that, and it only makes them more aggressive about trying to get money out of that person first. And they almost, I would say, I don't know, of all the times I've seen him do it, maybe like 75% of the time, the actual scammer will, as one of their first tactics, start trying to reveal the other person as a scammer. And like they'll be like, they're trying to scam you, miss, and they'll like go through all the stuff they just tried to do to this person, but be like, did they do this, and like basically out all of their own tactics to try to get this other person off them, and then be like, I'll protect you, and like give them like all these like, you know, security measures and stuff. And also they'll lie about anything. It's crazy how much they'll lie about. They'll tell anybody any old thing. And the people, and the way that he plays some of these characters, like they're clearly like not all there. They don't care at all. Like they just like it's really shocking sometimes the links that they'll go to. But also it's like it makes me all the more kind of grateful that it's him doing this and they're not actually talking to a real person. Like there was this one series, it's like I don't even know if I finished it. And he edits them down for YouTube, which is where I've been watching it. So it's not this long, excuse me, it's not this length of content, but he kept one group of scammers on focused on pretty much exclusively him for 36 full hours one day.
Wow.
Well, not one day. It was over the course of a week.
He bent the space-time continuum and kept them focusing on him for one day.
Yeah, but they call back. Like, if they think that they have a live one, like someone who's actually believing them, they'll keep he frequently hangs up on these people and they just call him right back. Like, or they'll wait a few hours and then think of another angle on it and then call him back again and use that angle. Like, they've called him pretending to be the IRS. They've called him pretending to be from the White House. They've called him pretending, wow. After they do their original scam. And it's interesting. What they always want is gift cards. 'Cause I guess probably what they're doing, I've never heard him detail what they are probably doing with them, but Ian and I were talking about it. And what they are probably doing is they have the person buy the gift cards and then they read the numbers to them over the phone of the redemption codes, like, without redeeming them. That's what they're supposed to do. And then they can sell those codes online for less than they're worth, but still make a profit on them because they didn't actually pay anything for them. But what he does, like, the thing that will often be the thing that kind of like drives the scammers over the edge and causes him to have to reveal, is that he'll like keep them on the phone for hours and hours, going through this whole rigmarole, like wasting a bunch of their time trying to get him to like go to the store and buy the gift cards. And then when he gets back to his computer, he'll like kind of just like stop listening to them and start redeeming them right in front of them. Like, they can see what he's doing on his computer and it looks like he's redeeming all the gift cards into his own account and being like, I'm sending them to you, honey. I'm sending them. And, like, just not listening. And they'll just like scream at him. Like, it's very funny. Sometimes scary. But also funny. But then even after they do that, like, he did that within the first like 5 hours of being on the phone with those 36 hours people, and they kept calling him again over and over again. That's when they pretended that, like, if you do that, then they'll pretend to be the IRS and call and be like, why did you buy all these gift cards? You're in big trouble now. You owe us a fine, like all this stuff. And
pay us via gift card.
Yes. Yeah. Like, basically. It's wild. It's totally wild. And he's he works very well on the fly. He's really good at like, he'll point out what they're doing. Like, a lot of times they'll tell you to just go look at your router. Like, they'll tell the person that they're on the phone with. And then while you're like looking at your router for no reason, they'll be like editing the HTML in your bank account that they had you log into so that it looks like they made a transfer that they didn't. Or like, the main thing that they do is that they will make it look like they accidentally sent you too much money, and that's why you have to pay them back in gift cards, because they made a mistake. And if you don't pay them back in a way that is secretive, then they'll lose their job, and you don't want that, you know. Like, that's basically like the outset of all the scams. But yeah, it's just been, I just can't get enough of them this week. I've been watching them, like, I've been like listening to them and like having them on the side with me all week while I've been working, just like listening to him just give scammers a hard time and really getting a lot of joy out of it for some reason.
Do you have any like particular recommendations if I were to like start with one? Which one I should start with?
Let me see. So there are two playlists on there that are called Baited. There's one that's the 36-hour one, and the other one is like professional scammer. Let me find it. Playlists. 4 scammers, 1,500 phone calls, 36 hours. That one's the really long one where they keep calling him back. The other one, Baited, the professional scammer. That one, he says it multiple times, but having watched so many of them, I agree with him. It's scary how good those people actually are at running this scam. And he kept them on the phone for quite a long time. And multiple times was like very impressed with how good they were at improvising all the curveballs he was throwing at them. So that's like a good one if you are interested in seeing like, a scam actually like.
What's scary to me about how many of these people there are is like they wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't working a lot.
It seems to be. I mean, like in that long distance episode that I talked about at the beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, they were estimating they were making like $2 million a year at that call center. And that was like a full on call center. Like some of these people are probably just working out of their like homes to do this, but a lot of them are probably in actual call centers that are like just doing these scam calls, like, so that's scary. There's one that is a fake COVID-19 cure that he recently was on the phone with someone about. Yeah, that would be an apropos one to start with. I actually really liked. There's one called "Pretending to Steal $4,000 as Rival Tech Scammer." That one's very funny. He also always it's always fun to read so he has like a lot of web pages for fake bank accounts, and the names of them are really fun. Like one of them is called Goal and Bowl Financial, and another one is like Second Community American. It's like, it spells out scam, the initials of it. I don't remember what the last one is, but they're all like good. And honestly, a lot of them are similar. But you know, he's got to keep it interesting. So he just kind of like, it's fun also to hear him, because a lot of what he does to waste their time is just, he just like riffs on, he just makes shit up about like the fake person that he's playing, and he's very good at it. So
cool.
Any of them would be good.
The person I was thinking of when you first started talking about this was a British comedian named James Veitch.
James,
who has a
how do you
Veitch, VITCH, who has a 48 million view TED Talk that's entitled "This is what happens when you reply to spam email."
Oh yeah, I've seen that TED Talk.
Yeah, and he has like a couple other TED Talks and like appearances on late night shows where he does similar kinds of things, but it's not as intense as Kitboga.
Does he do calls, or he just does emails?
I think just emails and maybe texts also. But that TED Talk's really fun. He like gets to a point where he's annoying them so much they stop responding to him. Sometimes
Kitboga gets there too, where they'll be like, "Okay, I'm a scammer. I am a scammer. I am a scammer." Like trying to get it to just like listen to them and get off the phone. It's like it's good. It's very fun.
Sarah got accidentally called a scammer once because she was like calling in for some like iPhone support or something, and basically just like Googled it and clicked the first link, assuming that it would be, and then it was basically like, "Oh, we need to confirm something. You know, what we need you to do is go like buy a gift card, and then you know, register it, and then read us the number. That way, we'll know that it's actually you." And she was like, "I'm not going to do that." She was like, "This is a scam." And the guy was like, "No, ma'am, it's not." And she's like, "I'm going to hang up now." And like looked up the actual number and called. So.
I didn't know this whole gift card thing. That's so wild.
Yeah, that's like all they
always ask for that.
Yeah. I think it's the easiest way to launder money, honestly, because it's like, oh, and our oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. You go ahead.
Well, they're always the thing I don't understand is that they always want to stay on the phone with the person while they go to the store and get the gift card, but they don't want them to talk to them when they're on the phone with them. It's like they want to keep them on the line, but they don't want to be spoken to. And they try to coach the person before they go in to tell them like, and I always think this is weird because like I've never been questioned buying gift cards, but I guess I've never like bought $2,000 in gift cards at once. So I probably would be, but they always say to make sure that you don't tell them that you tell them that it's for personal use, and don't mention anything about like the conversation that they've been having, or else they'll lose their job, you know. But then they'll get really mad if so he has all these like noise, like inside the store noises, and like some like, so that he can like, you know, blow that for them all the time and frustrate them a bunch.
That sounds very entertaining.
And watch out. Yeah. If anybody ever tells you to buy a gift card, over the phone, and they say that they're tech support, don't do it.
I cannot think of a legitimate reason why you would be buying a gift card online unless you called somebody in order to buy a gift card online.
Yeah. Right.
Or not even online, but like buying a gift card
on the phone
on behalf of somebody else.
Yeah. No. Simply no. Don't do it.
Plus, I can't imagine like being on tech support. If I were on tech support, legitimately, I had to go to the store and buy a gift card, I'd be like, you know what? It's not that broken.
You're going to make me leave my house for this?
I don't think so.
Oh, another thing that they'll do is and this is kind of what they did in Reply All, is they'll pretend to find viruses or hackers on your computer as they're remotely accessing it to like fix your printer or something. Like they'll say that they're there to fix your printer and then be like, oh my God, they'll go to that like hacker typing website that like makes it look like the Matrix from Neo and be like, oh, there's hackers in here, and like fool people into buying like $1,000 worth of antivirus software.
Did you say the Matrix from Neo?
Did I? I wasn't even talking about Neo.
God.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
I'm pretty sure that's what you said.
The
Makes it look like the
Neo.
Matrix from Neo.
I don't know why I said that.
What the fuck are you trying to say? Just makes it look like the Matrix.
Like the typing screen in the Matrix. So I was trying to say. And the hacker guy is typing on the screen. And he's like redhead, blonde.
I guess we'll find out. I won't be able to know until Sunday. But I feel pretty sure you said that, and Ben also feels pretty sure you said that.
I think you did.
The Matrix from
Neo? Neo from the Matrix is also not what I was trying to say. All right.
It also doesn't make sense. Anyway,
that's it.
That's wild.
Yeah.
These hackers and their hacks.
These hackers and their hacks. Y'all should check it out. It's good to, I think, tune in on what a bad actor sounds like on a tech support line also.
Yeah, I will absolutely watch one of these to lull me to sleep tonight.
Yeah, they're fun. Cool. Well, then let's do homework. Homework, Erin.
Homework.
Hello. My homework is to sign up for Hulu if you don't have it. Guess what? I don't, and I'm going to sign up for Hulu just to watch Portrait of a Lady on Fire. Ad-free, but it sounds like even if you do ads, they're not going to play them for you.
No, not in the middle of the movie.
That's good.
No.
Not in the middle of the dang movie. And then if you're interested, check out Céline Sciamma's other films. They are all playing on the Criterion streaming channel right now. There's also an interview with her. It looks about like 30 minutes or something that I'm excited to watch after we rewatch Portrait of a Lady on Fire. Oh, it's such a good movie.
How did you get to the Criterion whatever? Is that
It's a streaming, yeah. There's a 2-week free situation.
Okay.
And it's coming to that channel in June as well. So if you want to wait, if you're already doing the Criterion channel, you want to wait, fine. Just don't forget. Okay? There's also a slew of satisfying articles to read after you have finished watching A Portrait of a Lady on Fire. Let's see, what else? That's all.
All right. Baby Ben.
Hello. My homework's watch Kipo and the what's it called? Kipo and the Age of the Wonderbeasts. In the Age of Wonderbeasts. That's what it's called. Kipo and the Age of Wonderbeasts on Netflix. My Twitter's Nice Approved Ben. My Twitch is Disco Greg. I PB'd. I did my first Pokemon Red run on Sunday. Nice. And then have PB'd twice since then.
Nice.
I'm under 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Yay, peanut butter.
It's gonna keep getting better and better, baby. It's really fun when you're first starting out in a game because it's really easy to PB.
Can I bring up an issue with you? Last time you said that you would stream Sunday night, and you streamed Sunday solidly afternoon, and I wasn't ready and I couldn't watch it.
I don't think I said night. I think I just said Sunday.
Oh my God, you said night.
Did I say Sunday night?
You sure did. And because I was like, I think he said Sunday night. And then we were listening to it, me and Molly, and I was like, cool, it is tonight. And then it was not.
My bad. Listen, I stream when I feel like it, you know what I'm saying? Dude?
Yeah, you do you, boo.
I guess. I mean, in the middle of family movie night.
I've been streaming I've been streaming on weeknights when I stream around like 6:30ish is when I've been starting.
Cool.
Yeah,
6:30 or 7.
Yeah.
That way I have time to do a run and then don't have to go to bed right away right after.
Ben, are we ever going to stream
Dope.
Social Distank Farm again? That was fun.
I mean, we've been Animal Crossing, boy.
I know,
Can you
but...
stream that?
Huh?
I can actually, but I have to move the Switch in here. It's a pain. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, that's why I haven't considered...
Isn't it like
streaming.
£5 max?
Yeah, but it's all the
plugs,
plug-in and the
yeah.
setting up and the bubba-dubba-doo.
Yeah.
I have so many fucking things plugged in at my desk right now. My power strip is full. I keep having to switch things out. It's a pain. My life's hard.
Man, so hard.
Wow. Hashtag struggle bus.
My homework is, did you say your socials or anything, Ben? Okay.
I did.
My homework is watch Kitboga, or any like people messing with scammers. It's very satisfying and serves them right, in my opinion. And he's extremely good at it. I would say specifically watch any Kitboga video on his YouTube. I haven't watched him streaming. I don't know if it's as interesting live because I know he edits a bit. But I'm gonna probably try it out. And my Twitter is Hanthropology. I'm on there again. My Instagram is Hanthropology. When I stream, which I've done precisely one time, I stream at twitch.tv/Hanthropology. And and I have another podcast called So Dreamy, which is coming back sometime soon, where we talk about dreams. Our podcast, you can call us if you want to tell us your obsession, at 774-326-0420.
Blaze it.
Leave us a voicemail there, if you want to. And then, we have an email address, WayTooBroad@gmail.com. We are on Instagram at WayTooBroad. We're on Twitter at TooBroadPod. And if you want to find any of that information we just said on the internet, you can find it at our website at WayTooBroad.com for anything you want, EarnBen.com for anything you need. And don't forget to leave us a review wherever you can do that, whenever you have a chance. We appreciate it so much. We've been doing this we didn't say it on the podcast, I don't think. We've been podcasting for 3 years now. This week.
Oh yeah, I meant to mention that up front. Yeah, the first time that we recorded an episode was April 1st, 2017. We didn't release it till like September. Mm-hmm. So we have kind of a disjointed like recording date versus publishing date, but I go by recording date.
So
I was
3
1
years.
week after Como was born.
Aww.
Wow.
So happy.
I thought you were going to say I was 1 week old.
I was 1 week old then. I'm 3 years, 1 week old now.
Happy birthday, Ben.
Happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday, Ben. Happy birthday, Como.
The same birthday as Como.
Happy birthday, WayTooBroad.
Ben is actually the youngest podcast host in America.
That's our claim to fame.
Do you guys know me and Hazel have the same birthday?
Wait, what?
Really?
Oh, because you made it up.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we do.
Okay. All right.
Listen, we know she was born in September sometime. We don't know when because she was born in the street. So she and I have the same birthday.
Okay.
Heavy air quotes.
Heavy.
They're pretty light.
Ben's making such a sketchy face right now. Okay. So listen. Great job on 3 years. Go us. And the podcast candle is now extinguished. And thank you everyone for listening, and we love you.
We love you.
Bye.
Bye.
I almost did that thing where I hung up Google Hangouts again instead of just stopping my recording.